we all know that the agreed noise level on site is 80 decibel. So anything above 80 decibel, there has to be hearing protection, there has to be hearing aid. So the hazard category would be noise hazard, while the hazard itself is exposure to noise over 80 decibel during concrete pump truck operation. That's for people working on site. Why I use this one, you know, when they are mixing the concrete, the machine will do wah, 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 and it's too loud. Sometimes when they are using vibrator, you can say, okay, concrete vibrating machine. You see, it's very easy. If you say concrete vibrating machine, they know what you are talking about. If you say the cement mixer, they know what you are talking about. Okay? Who might be harmed and how? These are the who. I told you before, you have to be specific. Mason and helpers, supervisor and site engineers, pump truck operators, concrete truck operators, passerby or people working nearby. Then all these people can be affected by continuous ringing in the ear. Continuous ringing in the ear, what is it called in HSE term? Tinnitus. That is continuous ringing in the ear. It's called tinnitus. Because when you are working where there is construction going on, different kind of vibrating machine, concrete mixing machine, delivery machine, forklift, what they call, welders grinding. You see, lots of things going on site. So you that is working closer to the place or you are passing there, every time, because when they are grinding, you hear this kind of noise. You hear poo, 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 poo. When the vibrating machine is working or the concrete mixer is working, when the tractor or forklift or container is going, you hear different kind of sound. All these things cause tinnitus because when you are there for a long period of time without using hearing protection, these are. Now, what are you already doing? Immediately you find these people where they are mixing concrete. What exactly are you supposed to do? Ear plugs are to be used by all employees engaged in casting or working nearby. So instead of you to write like this, all you just need to do is provision of ear plugs to all employees engaged in casting or working nearby the casting area. So you can see how specific that looks. Then job rotation is done to reduce noise exposure. Then the trucks that are being used have to be properly maintained to reduce excessive noise level. Okay? When they talk of properly maintained, it means those trucks must have undergone, mechanical check. The mechanical engineer will have checked the oil, checked maybe there's a bearing inside that is not working fine. The maximum load capacity have been exceeded, makes the engine make lots of noise. Okay, that is what are you already doing, which means immediately you see concrete pump truck properly maintained to reduce excessive noise level. This is the mistake we do as well. This is a long-term procedure. It's not possible immediately. The truck is already on your work site. How would you know it's making noise if it does not start work? It's because when you're using it, it starts work. Then you have to bring it from here to here because it's a long-term procedure. It's supposed to be here. This is mistakes that we guys used to make. Okay? because this is a long-term procedure. It's going to be a further control measure, not short-term. Okay. Now, what further control measures or action are required? Provision of sound meter to determine the noise level and provide adequate control measure. You see, when there's a sound meter, immediately it exceeds the 80 decibel, there may be a beacon light that will start to, that will come on, or it might start giving up alarm like ten, 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 the noise level is too high. So for people to know that they have to use their hearing aid. Then training should be given by appointed person. This appointed person we are talking about is who? Safety officer, third party training center, you know, registered training center that is, that is approved by the government. You get to know about noise level, where to work, how to insulate or isolate that noise, all these kind of things. Then here, quarterly medical check for all workers working in a noisy environment, not only the people with the concrete mixer. Everybody working on that site who is prone to that noise has to be checked also, because when you check them, you would know who exactly is getting, affected by those noise. Then you can tell them to leave the site completely to another site where there is less noise. Then two, bus talk about noise safety. This is the job of a supervisor. You have to ensure that your team that are working for you, they are adhering to safety. Once in a while, you go around, you check if they are using their ear plug or not, if they are using their ear muff, if they are using their hearing protector. So it will be easier to eradicate this kind of thing. And what are the time scale you need to put all this? You see, sound meter can be provided in a month because, as I said before, you have to go through the management, you have to explain to them that we need this. Then the training should be in 2 weeks at least. So they would know, yeah, this is the hazard and consequence of not using hearing aid when working in a noisy area. Then two bus talks about noise safety, about the team leaders. This one has to be done daily. But this is not the job of a safety officer. That is the job of a foreman or a supervisor for the labor. Your job as a safety officer is to give safety training, while their own job is to give two bus talk. Okay? Then who are these? The HSC officer, provision of sound meter, training, and the quarterly medical check is the job of an HSC officer. But for the project manager, you have to ensure that when the sound meter is provided, the training on how to use that sound meter is to be given to everybody. Then the quarterly check also has to be done. So you have to get reports. So you have to know the amount of workers you have that are participating in the training. So none of them will be able to violate the rule. Okay. Foreman has to make sure the sound meter gets to him. The training that will be provided, he has to make sure it's done. Quarterly check, he has to remind the management. Then two bus talk every day he has to do. Okay, so I hope this helps us to understand this job or this exam. Please kindly like, subscribe, share with your friends. And after this, so for those of you that have not been with us for a long time, kindly check our other videos. And I'm very, very sure after you've watched this, you will never be referred again in your exam. And now I'm going to be giving you a tip of the iceberg for you to know that I've been preparing for you guys long before I posted this video. But it's not been easy to go to work and do all this at the same time. Just for you to see what I'm talking about, this is one of them about adverse environment. noise, lightning, restricted area, all these things you are going to be getting later in our next video. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you. I love you all and have a lovely day ahead. Ciao.